And we actually lost. That's where I met Johnny. I actually got into a huge fight with Johnny. So that's
That
how
doesn't
Johnny fought me.
surprise me at all. That doesn't
Yeah, yeah.
surprise
So
me one bit.
and like Johnny calls the ball out, like, and I was like, dude, that ball was in. Johnny's like, no, out, out, out. And I was like, dude, no way I'm losing to you after that call, you know? So I just like went off, started taking like my dad's like literally cramping, have asthma attack over there on the court with the inhaler, like, and then I was like just going crazy, like taking 95% the court, and then we ended up winning that match. And then after the match, like Johnny came, like was like screaming at me, like, you fucking brat. I'm like, no way I would lose to you after that call. And I'm like, shut up, you lost, keep talk, like keep go away, you know? That was like all the adrenaline talking. That was like the first time I met Johnny.
All right, guys, you know how every pickleball crew has that one guy whose house everyone ends up at after games? If you're that guy, you better have your freezer stocked. That's where Good Chop comes in. They deliver premium American sourced meat and seafood right to your door, frozen at peak freshness. Even better, be the guy that brings Good Chop over to your buddy's house. So after a few hours on court, you fire up the grill, toss on some steaks and salmon, and nobody leaves hungry. Head to goodchop.com, use code DINK130, and take $130 off of your first box. Trust me, the Pickleball crew is going to thank you. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, all right, guys, I'm back from Asia, and I'm here in Virginia Beach for the PPA tournament. No rest, but we're going to go through exactly everything that happened in Vietnam this past weekend, including a pretty cool upset from Armand and I, as well as Guinness Book of World Records attendance. And we're going to talk to Eric Oncins as well. Going to get to know him a little bit, as well as how he and Tyson were able to take back-to-back golds in Asia. So it's a great episode. We get back with T-Dog, Eric Tice a little bit again, so you're not going to want to miss this one. All right, Eric Oncins, welcome to the PicklePod, dude. You had yourself a good couple of weeks over in Malaysia and Vietnam.
Yeah, that was fun, especially beating you in the finals. So that was just
I
a
know,
cherry
dude.
on
You
top.
didn't what? Do you just hate your paddle? Why do you just whip your paddle across the court every time? The first time you guys win in Malaysia, you could have killed somebody with that thing.
No, no. I mean, it's just like the stress, especially in Malaysia. Like we lost like 14 match points. I don't know. I don't know if that's the correct number, but
I think it
we
was
lost
8.
stuff. Yeah, 8 match points. So then like building up stress, and then like as soon as you win, it's like a relief. You're like, yeah, like you know, like just throwing everything. That's the first thing that comes to mind is just throw the paddle and like run and celebrate.
And you had some extra energy, dude. That was the best shot of the entire year. Not the pickleball shot, but the camera shot of the
Camera
dude
shot.
sprinting in your face. Like, he's
Yeah.
like a foot and a half shorter than you, so for every one step you're taking, he's taking 3, and he's just,
Yeah.
like,
And he's
sprinting.
running, like, backwards, like, it's so I remember, like, having that in my mind, like, as I was running, I saw the guy, and I'm like, "Dude, this guy's gonna fall, like, he's gonna," but I'm not gonna stop, so I just kept going, and I see, like, eventually I met him after, like, his name is Kevin. He loved it, and he was, like, following me around in Vietnam, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah, dude. So, how was your experience in Asia?
I mean, it was pretty good. Like, I wasn't expected to go until, like, 3 days before. So, Fed had a problem with the visa, with the immigration. He couldn't get a visa to go. So then I ended up, Gordon actually from Yola called me and, like, needed me to go. At first, I was like, "No, I don't wanna go," 'cause I was already set to play, the wooden paddle tournament, which I was, like, excited for. And then, I was like, "Yeah, no chance I'm gonna go." And then, he was like, "Oh, what can we do for you to go?" So, like, since I'm back-to-back tournaments, you know, I was like, "If you get me business class, I'll be there." And then he said no at first. He was like, "I can't spend, like, 30 grand for, like, Tyson to have a partner." So then, eventually, I think they got really desperate, they couldn't find anyone, and so they were like, "Okay, we'll get you business class." So then we ended up getting business class. I was like, "Okay, now I have to go." We actually did a like Johnny Goldberg. He's my agent. Like we were talking, we were like, "Oh, you should definitely go." And I'm like, "Oh, I don't want to go." After he said like he'll get me the business class, so like I ended up like doing a coin toss for me to go or not, because
Oh,
like I was
no
so
way.
indecisive. Yeah. So then yeah, I ended up going. Eventually, like I got so excited. Like on the day of the traveling, I was like super excited, looking forward. Getting there, I mean, completely different culture. Like first time going out of like going to that side. because I've only been to South America and the US, and I mean Europe. But yeah, I was like excited, looking forward. I mean, we get to the airport. I don't know if you had the same treatment. Like, there's a guy waiting for you, like security guards, you're skipping every line. They're like taking care of all your bags for you. Like, you don't have to worry about a thing. Like, you just sit down in the car, get to the hotel, don't even have to check in. Someone's already there holding a key for you, take you to the room. It's like almost like I didn't have to use my brain for like the entire week there. Like, they were just doing things for us.
I honestly felt so bad because they took me past this huge immigration line,
Yes.
and, like, the guy just, like I felt bad. I'm, like, walking past, like, hundreds of people with me and
Yeah.
Jenny, and this dude just takes us to the front of the line. I'm like, "So
What?
sorry,
Yeah.
guys." They drive
And
us everywhere. Dude, at first, I thought the security, especially in Malaysia, was just gonna be overkill, but dude, and it was, at no point, did I ever feel unsafe, but there were
yeah,
just so many people, like, you
yeah,
would never be able to get out of there
yeah.
without security.
Yeah, that's how I was like I was describing, like, to the people here, like, they were asking Virginia Beach, I was like, "Oh, how was it?" So it's like it's literally like Ben and like Tyson, they're like Justin Bieber like walking around the US, like pretty much. Like all the fans like we go to the mall, we're like going heading to dinner in the mall, and like fans are just stopping Ben like every second we're like, oh, I wish we had the security here in the mall, like at dinner, you know? Because like stopping, like it's crazy. It's like literally like a huge celebrity there. Like pickleball is so big there.
I know, I got in trouble because in my recap video, I said if Jesus Christ was over there and Ben was over there, there'd be more people going to see Ben
Yeah, yeah,
by that statement.
yeah.
Oh, but yeah, no, it was crazy, especially Ben. Like, I think PPA, Yola, all those guys have done such a good job of like hyping him up, and so when he's there in person, everybody was just super riled up to see
Right.
him. People
Yeah.
people were asking me for plenty of pictures. Jenny signed so many autographs, it was insane.
Jenny?
Yeah, she took so many pictures, signed so many autographs, and every time she's like, "You guys know I don't even play pickleball, right?" They're like,
Yeah.
they don't
They don't
care.
care. As long as you look American, sign.
Yeah, exactly, "Sign here." The
Yeah.
white girl in Malaysia, "Sign." "Sign my
Yeah.
pack."
Just sign my paddle. No
Yeah.
idea what's her name. I mean,
Mhm.
honestly, props to Ben. I mean, every time I was with him, like, fans like, he could be tired, he was always, like, just smiling, taking the pictures with them, like, being nice, so that's pretty cool of him.
Yeah. How'd you like the food situation over there, Eric?
Uh, you know how I liked it. I'm very picky, so I was, like, stressed, very stressed. I didn't wanna get food poisoning, so I didn't go very adventurous like you, eating street food. I mean, yeah, you got some balls to be doing that. Uh, so I was going to what I know, some chicken, rice. Ben kinda convinced me to go to Hot Pot one night, so I went there, like, we ended up going twice. Um, but I was just there every day at Nando's in the mall. Nice chicken, rice, some sweet potato fries, and some bottled water. No, not taking any ice on my water too. I was like like freaking like so scared of getting food poisoning.
So basic, dude.
I know.
Oh, live a little bit. No, but, back to the actual, like, play and stuff. What did you think of the level of the international players?
I think it's definitely growing. Like I think it's growing. Like the players are they're pretty good. Like singles, I mean, we see a lot of cat and mouse, maybe because they're used to a softer ball.
Yeah.
So like you don't see people like hitting a lot of passing shots. I mean, even Christian adjusted so well. Like he wasn't driving a single ball. He was just rolling every single ball in every match and just playing cat and mouse because you just can't get a passing shot. So I think the players are adjusted to that to like kinda like this slow pace in singles. And then
Uh-huh.
in men's doubles too, like I saw like a lot of people just like rolling aggressive balls. Like most of the players would play like the Asians from there, like people from Asia, were just always like just like aggressive thinking, using a lot of the two you have to bounce, not many slicing.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I think it's definitely growing. I think if they get more exposed to like better competition, like better players, if we start going there more often, I think they can definitely like catch up to us.
Yeah, and vice versa, right? They come train here for a little bit, and I think that's
Right.
been Arman's secret weapon, right? Armand
Right.
played
Yeah.
really, really well. He comes and trains with us up at the lab a decent amount, and
Yeah.
I think it was eye-opening. I feel like for both sides, right? For the American players, like, wow, these guys aren't raw talent, they're not far off. And
Yeah.
then for them, it's like, wow, we clean up a few of these things, like getting to the kitchen and some kitchen line shot selection
Yeah.
too. We're pretty right there in a lot of
Yeah.
ways.
For sure. Just like getting used to the so like the high level, like not getting away with some of the shots that they do now. I think that changes a lot. I mean, I think Danny can play very well too. Like if she starts playing with like a lot of the good girls, like girls that are like a lot like better than her now. Like I think she can like get a good like jump on her level of playing.
For sure, because if you're, kind of a decent amount ahead of a lot of the competition, it's hard to keep sort of growing
Right.
and pushing yourself, and you just don't know what you don't know too. But, she and Nicola were able to beat Anna Bright and Rose too,
Yeah.
so that's a
Yeah.
testament to the level that they already have.
100%.
What, what'd you think of Saturday, dude? The Guinness Book of World Records
Oh
in
my gosh. Well, I went there to play a tough mixed doubles match in the morning, so it's kinda rough out there.
Yeah, well,
But yeah,
you got the one that mattered a lot more.
that is true. But I as soon as I went in there, I think we walked in together, in the stadium, like, we got the first look, like, together. It was like, "Holy shit, like, this is unreal." Like, I got, like, goosebumps, like, chills, like, just from being there, like, feeling that energy, like, it was awesome. Not like, I was, like, looking so forward to playing the men's. And of course, walking into the men's match, I was like all these people are watching, like it got a little bit tight, of course. I was like, shoot, like I don't want to lose here, like and but it was awesome. I mean, every time we win the point, like you can feel the crowd, like you start playing with the crowd, like helping me focus and everything. Like it's just awesome. I think I want to do that more often. So hopefully we'll have more tournaments out there.
Yeah, hopefully we got more tournaments that have 8,000 people watching, that'd be
I know,
sick.
right? Literally.
No, it was
I mean,
it
there
was
were, like, people standing up, like, there was, like at some
yeah,
point, there was, like, not enough seats, so that's pretty crazy, actually. I mean, the people laughing when Ben and, like, Deco, they're, like, thinking and then
they
start
started laughing
laughing.
at the end of our match too. Towards the end, me
I
and
was I
Armand just
was
started trying to, like, totally grind because you guys were
yeah.
just fucking destroying us in game 3. We're like, "We're just gonna make a lot of balls." We played a couple of pretty grindy points towards the
Oh
end.
my gosh.
The
Oh,
crowd started just, like, whistling, they started laughing, they started yelling.
yeah.
What do you think about that?
I don't know, honestly, like, I don't know what's the thought process they were laughing, what they were laughing, I don't know, because 'cause we're just, like, thinking balls. I don't know if they're laughing because of that. But, I didn't get distracted by it. I don't know, did you feel, like, any distraction when they were, like, start laughing?
No, I noticed it, of course, but honestly, like,
Yeah.
I'm probably one of the biggest proponents of that. Like, I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
that I think that pickleball should be a constant roar, especially if you're playing in a stadium like that, right? Like,
MLP
it's
has a little bit of that, like
yeah, a
it's
little
more
bit.
loud than PPAs, yeah,
A
I
little
would
bit,
say.
right? Even MLP, they kind of keep it to between points. Like, you remember when Anna Lee played Catherine in that Dream Breaker at 2020 in Dallas? It was so loud. The crowd, like, just, like, screaming so loud.
Yeah.
Then before the point
What?
starts,
There's room no, all good, thank you. Room service.
DJ?
Huh?
Is that DJ with the room
No,
service
room
or what?
service, like, with the towel. No, it's not
Oh,
DJ.
nice. But even then, MLP, like, gets silent during the points. I loved the fact that people were getting into it during the point. Like, I don't know, I'm
Yeah,
sure people probably don't, but I think it's good. Whatever keeps the crowd, like, engaged, entertained, like, fired up,
yeah,
because this is one of the most electric crowds we've played in front of too.
100%.
Cheering
Yeah,
every single, like, point. You hit, like, a
yeah.
pretty routine winner, and they're going nuts.
They go nuts, yeah.
That was
Yeah,
one thing that kinda pissed me off. I was like, "That's just not even that good of a shot. Like, why are you
I
guys going
literally
crazy for this?" But they were just
yeah.
excited for pickleball.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't mind at all, like, this year, like, I honestly, like, I don't even when I was watching, I was like, "Oh my gosh, these people are, like, laughing," when, like, Ben was going back and forth, like, grinding, and, I was like, "Oh, like, it's probably tough for them." But then when I was playing, like, I don't know, I'm just, like, so, like,
In
zoomed
the
in, like,
zone.
locked in the zone that, like, I didn't even notice.
Yeah, you barely hear it. Yeah. Anything else from the Vietnam or Malaysia experience that you wanna share?
Tyson and I had this joke like we're out going out there for the jungle, like playing the jungle. Both times that we played in Malaysia, the final, and
So freaking hot, dude.
I know it's crazy. No, and I feel like the Malaysia felt like more like a jungle because the fans were like closer to you. So like
Yeah.
every time like we'd finish the match, we're like looking like the securities are coming in the court because people are like going into the court, like going completely crazy, and like we have to go through like the back way, like we can't like So that felt more like intimate, and then the other one just feels like unrealistic, honestly. Like in Vietnam, like felt like AI, like we were like playing pickleball in front of like 7,000 people, like almost 8,000 people,
It
and
was
it's like
all green screen, bro.
right, yeah, I know exactly. That's how I felt. Like you can't even see like the people. You just know like it's like thousands of people out there just watching you hit a wiffle ball around. Like who would have thought? Like when I started playing pickleball, like who would have thought I would be playing in front of 8,000 people and like also coming out with the win. I had to like you know entertain the crowd a little bit, do a little paddle throw at the end there, run around.
Yeah, there's no shortage of entertaining the crowd between you and Tyson.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
That was your first tournaments with Tyson, right? Or had you played
Yeah,
there before?
yeah. I've never played. I've been playing against him all year, literally. Like every tournament I've played against Tyson. So it was fun to be on the same side of the net with him. So like I was really like pumped for it going up there.
Yeah, you think you'll play some more with him? Because obviously you guys yeah, played pretty damn well
Yeah,
together,
yeah.
went undefeated in Asia.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking about I'm all set for the first half of next year with Dylan Frazier. So, and he's like set with Max. So I think maybe we'll do some of the international ones, and
Okay.
maybe second half of the year we'll see.
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah, because you got an 8-match winning streak with Tyson, man.
I know, right? I mean, Tyson hasn't lost a match yet on outside in men's. I mean, he won Australia with Gabe, and then Malaysia, and then Vietnam. So he hasn't lost a men's match, and we
That's a
also only lost 2 games in both trips. So it's pretty
that's a
crazy.
good point. That's a good
Yeah.
point. So, yeah, other questions, just, like, getting to know you a little bit more because I feel like you're now a name that people know, like, a decent amount of within pickleball, but people don't know necessarily much about you outside of the pickleball court. You, played some college tennis, originally from Brazil. Like, take us through how you ended up not the boring way, but, like, how'd you end up, like, here playing pickleball, all that stuff? Like, what's your deal?
Yeah. So I mean, I grew up like coming from a tennis family. My dad played tennis. My like his siblings all play tennis. So grew up with like a tennis court in my house. So I had no choice but to play tennis, which I loved. So when I was turned 12, we moved to the United States. Moved to Florida, and went to middle school, high school there, and then high school actually 2017. I was me and my dad were just practicing tennis like on a random public park in Winter Garden, Florida, and we were looking at this courts like there was like packed. It was like 6 p.m. like right on like open play time, and it was like packed. Me and my dad are like, "What is this? Like, what is this sport?" Like, and me and my dad love sports. Like, we love competing. Like, my entire family always just like family events is always like we're gonna go play a sport. So then we went over and like the Dave actually, this guy I still talk to him. He lives in Michigan. I stay with him during Grand Rapids, and so he came. He was like, "Hey, like, yeah, you guys want to try?" Like, so he gave us paddle. We jumped in open play. He taught us like a little bit of rules, and then we started playing, and then we started going over like every like night, like 6 p.m. because it was like 5 minutes from my house, just playing open play. And then Simone actually heard that my dad was playing pickleball. And Simone, growing up, she looked up to my dad because he played tennis and Simone played tennis. So we went over to her house in Naples, where we played a lot with her, and we started playing tournaments. My dad and I started playing a couple tournaments. We played like maybe 5 tournaments, I want to say. Play like I got to play in U.S. Open back in 2017. I think I played Kyle and Ben.
Oh, dang, so
I
you've been
played
playing
yeah,
for you played I didn't realize that you played US Open
yeah,
2017.
yeah. I played actually with Jack Monroe. I played juniors with Jack and then pro with my dad. We lost to Noah Waddell and Josh Elliott in the
That's a
finals
good
of
team in
juniors.
2017.
I know,
That's a
right?
real good team in
Yeah.
2017.
So yeah, we played TOC too at the time, which was like what was it, TOC or Nationals? I don't remember. Which is just TOC in
There were
Utah.
both of them, I think. Utah would have
Yeah.
been COC.
Yeah, so TOC, I played, Morgan and Tyson there. I remember that, and,
Was that Morgan spin serving, or was that just the
no,
shake and
no, no,
bake?
just yeah, just Morgan, old
Wait,
OG Morgan.
I had no idea you'd been playing since 2017. I had no
Yeah,
idea.
yeah, but then, like, I stopped, so then 'cause,
Right.
at the time, it was like, we would look for the money tournaments, traveling, like, a little we play, like, 5, maybe 6 tournaments. When it was like the tournaments were like RV parks, like Okeechobee, like
Right, you
really
win
like
$500 if you win the
yes,
tournament.
exactly. Like Steve Kennedy was like playing pro still, like so we played a little bit, but then it was like, okay, like this is I want to play tennis, because that was just like a little fun time, get to play with my dad, like a pro sport, so that's pretty awesome. And so I stopped in 2000, like end of 2017, and started playing tennis, started doing well in tennis. Went to college. My junior year in college, I went to Florida Gulf Coast, which is in Fort Myers. And then junior year, I was like, oh, I want to start playing like a little bit more, just like for fun. So then Simone, actually, I texted Simone because Simone lived in Naples and it was like 30 to 40 minutes drive from me. And I was like, hey, like I want to start playing a little bit. And so she invited me to her house. Like we'll play like maybe like once a month. Like play. I actually play a lot with Fed there. Fed was like big
Okay.
right side guy, just dinking there. Brandon Long too was there always at Simone's. Pablo. Um, so I played a lot with them. And coming senior year, we had like a tough situation with like my tennis and the school. Like I think like my coach resigned, so then all my teammates left. So I was like the only one left with like a new coach and like 8 freshmen. So I kind of like got no, I don't want to say tired. Like I still love tennis. Like tennis has been like a part of my life, my like literally my entire life. And so I kind of lost like the to like competing in tennis. So then I started like playing more pickleball with Simone, going over to her house and everything. So I played, and then I played a money ball with my dad, and we actually lost. That's where I met Johnny. I actually got into a huge fight with Johnny. So that's
That
how
doesn't
Johnny found me.
surprise me at all. That doesn't
Yeah, yeah.
surprise
So
me one bit.
we were playing like the semifinals against Johnny and Nico Acevedo at Delray Beach Tennis Center. And it was like one of those money balls. And like Johnny calls the ball that was like in, I saw it in, and we were down like a game, or like we were down like 8 something. And my dad is like cramping. My dad is like 50, 52 years old at the time, like he's old, like we've been there all day playing matches after match, you know how money balls are. And like Johnny calls the ball out, like, and I was like, dude, that ball was in, like, and then Nico looks at me and is like, oh, I don't know. And then Nico's girlfriend is like, no, hey, like, I think that ball was in, Nico. And then like Johnny's like, no, out, out, out. And I was like, dude, no fucking way I'm losing to you after that call. So I just like went off, started taking, like, my dad's like literally cramping, have asthma attack over there on the court with the inhaler, like, and then I was like just going crazy, like taking 95% the court, and then we ended up winning that match. And then after the match, like Johnny came, like was like screaming at me, like, you fucking brat. I'm like, no way I would lose to you after that call. And I'm like, shut up, you lost, keep talk, like keep go away. That was like all the adrenaline talking. That was like the first time I met Johnny. So then
That's
after like
amazing.
yeah, 5 minutes went away, like, and then I was like, I was like, Dad, I feel bad because I'm not that person. Like I hate confrontation. Like I
No,
hate.
we
So
talked
I was
about
like,
that while in Vietnam and Malaysia. I'm like, "Dude, how
yeah,
on earth do you, like, stay non-confrontational with all this
yeah,
stuff?"
yeah, yeah. I'm like zero non, but that was like all the adrenaline talking, and so that was like, Dad, I'm gonna go up to that guy, like, and say sorry. And Johnny's a big guy. Like I was like scared. I don't know him that well. So then I went up to Johnny. I was like, hey man, like I'm sorry. That was like the adrenaline talking, and he's like, no, you're good. Like you're totally fine. Like I love like to talk on the court. I was like, oh okay. And then we played against Christian and Gabe. Actually, we were up. We were winning. We're up like 8-5 in both games, and Johnny was just there watching. And that's when like a month went by, and then there was like MLP drafts like time, and he texted me. He's like, "Hey man, like you thinking about going like playing pickleball?" And then when he texted me that, that's when I was like, "Yeah, I think I want to give it a shot, for a year and
So
see
what
where I'm at."
you got drafted early 2024? Were you drafted for the 2024
Miami.
season or
So
2023 season?
yeah, so it's 2 seasons. I played
Yeah.
for Miami last year and then Rangers this year.
Okay.
So last year beginning last year beginning of,
Yeah, so
January,
March
that's
of
when the money ball started, and then that's when I, like, met Johnny, I think. And
got it.
then I went over, like, that's when he texted me, like, draft and everything, and then I text Simone, I was like, "What do you think?" And then she's like, "Yeah, like, let's do it, like, I can help you out, like, train me." And, so I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna start grinding." So then when he drafted me, I, like, started full on, like, taking, like, serious pickleball, and I was still playing tennis at the time, and it was still season.
Yeah, you were still
And,
playing col that was your senior year of college
yeah,
tennis
that
during,
was my senior
right?
year of college tennis, yeah. So then I was like, yeah, going to her house every time, like, playing a lot with Fed and Pablo, me and Ronan, just grinding there in Fort Myers, like, trying to get better in pickleball. And, got drafted, like, he drafted me, I moved in with Simone in Nashville, so she can coach me, so I stayed pretty much until January this year, in Nashville getting trained by her, and everything's like, huge
Oh,
shout
I
out to
didn't
Simone
realize you were
for
there until January of this year.
yeah, yeah.
Oh,
So I was
wow.
there until January. Uh,
I'm
Huge shout out,
finding
she
out all
never
types of stuff about you, dude. I'm finding out all types of
exactly.
interesting stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
What was
She,
that
like
experience like staying at Simone's place in Nashville?
it was great. I mean, she has a guest home, so me, Richard Livernice, Amanda Hendry, and Jack Foster, we actually moved there. And, we were doing, like, drill sessions in the morning and afternoon, like, just getting a lot of drill done with her, and she's, like she knows so much about pickleball, so she kinda guided me through it. I think that's why, like, one of the main reasons, like, I feel like I started playing left side too, because I started playing with her and it was always mixed. So I've always played on the left every single time, like, I went to her house and everything. So, yeah, I learned a lot and I started playing more tournaments, doing well in MLP with Johnny, of course, guiding me, like, through everything there. And, yeah, I've loved living in Simone's place, but then eventually I was like, I need some more, like, people to play with, like, a lot of more, like, men's doubles, you know?
Right.
Like, I needed because especially I was, like, playing MLP and, like, playing some PPAs, and so I needed to get, like, I don't know, more reps with those people, not only the APP, like, using a Franklin
Yeah.
ball and
'Cause
everything.
you were playing APP at that point, basically,
Yeah,
like,
yeah, I played every single event, so I played every APP there was, and PPA and MLP last year, so,
Jesus.
yeah, I played everything. If a PPA and APP would, like, be on the same date, I would go to APP. But,
Yeah.
other than that, I was just playing literally everything just to get as many reps as I could. Since it was, like, my first year, I was like, I needed to know, like, where I'm gonna be at?
Wait, so how many tournaments did you play last year then?
I think it was, like, 28 or 29.
28, and that's, like, while still playing college tennis in the spring too.
Well, yeah, in the spring, so I graduated in May, so until
Yeah.
May, I was, like, playing, yeah.
That's crazy. So you probably had 20 weeks of college tennis and then 28 tournaments outside of that.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
so I don't know if you wanna answer this question, but this is something that's interesting to me. I'm curious, like, how did it work working with Simone? Do you have to, like, pay her to live there and all
So,
that
yeah,
stuff?
like, that was a I mean, Simone is amazing, like, she never charged me a dime.
Wow.
Like, I never got charged. We gave, like, a little bit of money for the electricity bill, like, for the guest house.
Sure.
So, but that was it, like, she never charged me anything for coaching. She helped, like, she was, like, my agent at the time, like, she was, like, helping me with, like, with Yola and everything, trying to get me a deal and then, like, kinda, like, guiding me through it. And she never charged me. I'm
Wow.
forever gonna be grateful for her. I mean, she didn't have to do that, and she just took me in, and her and Chad, like, just helped me all the way, like, in the beginning, my entire beginning of my pickleball career.
That's super cool. I was
Yeah.
curious about that, how that worked with, like, Jack and Richard and those guys, and, the players that she's worked with have obviously gotten, like, a ton better, every single one of them. So that's
Yeah.
pretty sweet.
Yeah. I mean, Fed worked with her a lot, I think, too, back in Naples.
Yeah.
So,
Sweet. Well, we are, wrapping up a rain delay here. We gotta go play again in an hour. You get that text message?
I did just saw that.
Yeah, so we'll wrap this one up. I'm sure there's a bunch more questions that I could ask you, but we gotta go play. So,
Yeah.
Eric, I appreciate you coming on, and guys, make sure to go follow Eric on Instagram. I don't know if he posts any shit. I'm just kinda shouting that out. But he
I
is
try,
he
I
is an
try.
electric
I mean,
personality.
yeah. I mean, the best these days is just being posts from Malaysia, like, people collaborating, like, my celebration. And now they're talking about my serve again from, like, my match yesterday against Grayson, because like, the video looks like my serve is so high. Probably is a little bit high on that video, but, I mean, the refs didn't call it, so what is there
The
for me to
serve
say,
rules are
right?
broken. You're not gonna get any
Yeah.
argument here,
Line
so
calls too are broken apparently, I mean, come on.
this is true. I did hook the absolute living shit out of Ben, so Oh, sweet. Well, dude, appreciate you coming on. Glad we were able to make this happen, and congrats on the couple of wins in
Yeah.
Asia, you fucker.
Yeah.
PicklePod. Creatine is one of those essentials, whether you're grinding on the pickleball court, hitting the gym, or just trying to keep your energy dialed in. It's stuff that helps your body and your brain perform. Momentous makes it simple with their new creatine lemon. It's Creapure from Germany, no fillers, no artificial junk. Every batch is NSF certified for sport, which means it's trusted by Olympic athletes, pro teams, even the military. Clean, effective, and it tastes just like lemonade. Check it out at livemomentous.com. Use code THEDINK and save up to 35% on your order. That's code THEDINK at livemomentous.com. All right, T-Dog, welcome back to the pod. I feel like I've missed you. I don't know. Have you missed me, T-Dog?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
We'll go with that.
Yeah.
Well,
You're a world
obviously,
traveler, dude.
I know. Now I'm traveling the world all the way back to Airbnb in Virginia Beach. I've got a very nice picture of the ocean right behind me that you guys can't see. So, you know what? I'll show you guys. Why gatekeep
Oh,
that?
there it is. There it is.
Um, yeah, Virginia Beach just started today, cranking out the
Yep.
podcast on a Tuesday night. Just got in yesterday at like 4 o'clock from about 36 hours of travel. But fortunately, T-Dog, I have defeated jet lag.
How? Do you have a secret sauce or like what's going on there?
I've got a method. It involves
Okay.
it involves a form of sleep deprivation torture, but
Yep. I've heard
also
that.
works. So my method, and I'm like 5 for 5 in my recent trips. My method is during the travel day, staying up as much as possible, but especially staying up until like 7 or 8 p.m. When you get there, when you arrive. If you, you go
Okay.
you When you get there, make sure you get some exercise in, right? Whether that's a lift or run or some pickleball that
Yep.
day. And then even when you're tired, right? At 7 p.m. I could have fallen asleep, no problem. But I still took some melatonin because melatonin doesn't necessarily make you sleepy. It's a hormone that helps to reset your circadian rhythm. So if
Yep.
you don't take that, you're still going to be on the previous time zone. But if you take it, like it should sort of reset your circadian rhythm. So those three things, I've defeated jet lag. I'm so back already in Virginia Beach. And I wasn't jet
That's
lagged on the way
crazy.
there either. So
Yeah, good for you. Seems like a tried and true method for you. I would say keep it up. And for those listening, like there's going to be more and more international travel in pickleball. You should be listening to Zane here because there's some. I mean, what it was over 30 hours of travel each way, right?
I did time it door to door from Austin to my from the time I left my door in Austin to the time I arrived in the Airbnb in Kuala Lumpur was about 32 hours. And then on the way back,
Oh boy.
because Virginia Beach wasn't exactly easy to
Yeah.
get to either, it was about 34 hours on the way back.
Yeah. Got it.
So not ideal, but the first day is totally miserable when you arrive,
Yeah.
and there's nothing that you wanna do more than simply go to sleep. However, I feel like it's worth suffering through one shitty day to,
Yep.
like to not be, like, off the rhythm for the next week.
Yep. Yep. Makes sense.
But fortunately, there wasn't too much of a time zone difference between Malaysia and Vietnam, and obviously we had
Right.
Vietnam this week, and dude, I feel like previously we had always kind of been hearing about, like, how many people are playing in China or how many people are playing in Vietnam or wherever, and I was always kind of skeptical of it,
Yeah.
and I don't know, like, for some reason, it just felt fishy, and for some reason, China still feels a little bit fishy as well. What do you think?
So I've talked to China is not fishy. It's just it's a little bit behind and because there's like different social medias in China, like they're not allowed to have certain ones. And like Duper is questionable there because the Chinese government does not like players giving information that people outside of China can access, and so that is something that I think Duper's trying to work through. Like there's no like, oh, all this group of players is good in China, but they are good. It's just we don't hear about them. And I think like Megan Fudge went on a tour and did some training there. I know a couple of other people have done a training there. I think China's going to be really good. And there are some UPA Trailblazers too that are from China as well. Like Yufei Long, I believe, is from China. And there's a
I
couple of
thought they
others.
were all from Taiwan and Macau and Hong Kong.
No, not everybody. No, Yufei, I believe, is from China, and also I want to say Marco Wang Luing
I know Marco
is.
is from Macau. Marco's for
Is
sure
he?
from
Okay.
Macau. Yeah.
But either way, like, I know that they're playing, but, like, here's the other crazy thing that I
Oh,
learned in
you're
a
right.
talk.
I just looked it
Okay,
up. Yufei is from actual China.
China,
I think
yeah.
most of them are Taiwan. Like
Most
most,
for sure.
yeah.
But I talked to, Yui, who runs the Dink minor league in China, and, like, up until 2 years ago, the only way you would play another player or a team, like, let's say you go to a tournament, it's only divided by age. Before,
Right.
like, 2 years ago. So, like, 35-year-olds are playing 35-year-olds. But, like, it doesn't matter if you're a 2.5 35-year-old and a 5.0 35-year-old, you're playing each other. So, now that we've introduced a little, like, the Dink minor league has introduced some of that in China, now it's, like, actual rating versus rating. So, I do think China's coming along faster than people think, but no one inside of China is competing outside of China yet. So, yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, 'cause I mean, they're well suited to, like, make a huge
Yeah.
impact on this sport, and while I was over there, or in Vietnam and Malaysia, people just kept saying what a disaster the paddle situation is over there. Apparently, they don't really have a governing body that's actually, like,
No.
regulating paddles either, and I heard that and saw that when I was, like, going at the amateur courts in
Yeah.
Malaysia. Like, some of these paddles were like, "Oh my god, that just looks absolutely insane." It sounds like gunshots going off. It
Right,
sounds like
like, it was, like, delammed 6 months ago, and you've still been hitting with it for 6 total months, and
yeah,
now it's, like, insane.
right, right. So, yeah, no, it'll be interesting to see when China sort of more officially enters the chat. But, I was wondering ahead of the tournament if Vietnam was gonna be similar in terms of, like,
Yeah,
all the hype that people are giving it and all that stuff, but the very first day, we had an opening ceremony, and there were, like, I don't know, probably, like, 3,000 people there maybe. We filled, like,
yeah,
the first part of the bowl in there. I was
yeah.
like, "Alright, for a pretty boring opening ceremony, like, this is pretty
Right,
legit."
right. There's no actual play happening, it's like an opening ceremony, and yeah.
Yeah. Alright, should we get into the actual tournament highlights?
Sure, yeah, let's do it.
What'd you think of, did you follow along with Thomas Yu's run at all?
A little bit, yeah, he's good, like, he's good. Good.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta be good to beat Arman and then Eric Oncins. Yeah, no, very, very good run, and even better interview. Did you see that?
No, I didn't.
You didn't see the interview?
No,
Oh my
I gotta
goodness.
watch.
You absolutely have to watch. It's in my
Okay,
recap video as well.
okay.
Basically, he had played qualifiers, and then so I think he had, like, 6 matches on qualifier day, which, like, I don't think were, like,
Oh,
super intense matches or anything, but
okay.
then he played, like, 6 matches on the round of 32 and round of 16 day, where he played
Yeah.
Arman and Eric super close. I don't know which day the interview was. The interview asks, like, "How do you feel about the singles run?" And he just goes, "Terrible, actually. I feel terrible." And there's, like, probably, like, a 5 or 6-second, like, pause,
Lag, yeah.
and then the interviewer goes, "Keep talking." And he goes, "That was it." And it was
That's
like
awesome.
it was freaking hilarious because he's dead serious. He's not like, I feel like if I said that, I'd be joking around and, like, crack a smile
Yeah,
at some point. He just held, and it was like a
really? Okay.
yeah,
Nice.
epic interview, and he ended up winning one more match before falling, I think, in the semifinals, to
Okay. Yep.
Puk Hyun. So,
He's really good, by the way. Fook Hyun is
yeah, yeah, he took this weekend.
easily one of the top 3 Asia-based singles players, no doubt, no questions.
Yeah, let's see what he is in the rankings. I'm pulling that up right now.
It's
Um, he
him.
is He is number 3 currently, however, he's only played 2 events. He finished silver in Japan behind Connor, and then
Yep,
he wait, no, he played Malaysia. Maybe he just
he
didn't
did
score
for sure.
points maybe he didn't score points in Malaysia because he lost early.
Yeah, got it. Oh,
But
I
he's
mean, he's been
tied with
around for like a year and a half, 2 years for sure.
yeah, yeah, I just have the PPA Tour Asia rankings up, and
Oh,
it's only showing 2 events for him, but he might have just not scored points in Malaysia.
yep,
He's behind, Jiang. I probably butchered that one. So Fook is 3rd,
yep.
but Jack Wong is really good too. He's the guy
Really good.
who pushed Christian to 2 tough games in Malaysia.
Yeah, it's weird because like you and I both. I mean, I've talked to plenty of pros that play overseas, and the paddle delamination issue is rampant. Okay, but for all of the paddle delam issues and like all of that, Jack Wong, Wong, yeah, he just plays cat and mouse the whole entire time. He's quick as hell, and it doesn't like it. It doesn't really matter what the paddle is like because he's just playing cat and mouse and like gets all those angles, covers a ton of court, even though he's not tall. I don't think he's taller than 5'9".
Yeah,
And
he's probably about my height, so like
yeah,
6'2" or whatever.
sure, yep. That's probably what Zane was listed at his college tennis on his little roster thing. I definitely did that in college, by the way. I was definitely
Yeah.
6 foot.
Okay, nice, nice. Were you playing college basketball?
I played college soccer and lacrosse.
Oh, okay. Nice.
But I'm 5'9", but definitely listed myself at 6 foot on in both rosters for sure.
Okay. Sick, sick. Um, yeah, dude, Jack he's fun to watch too. Like
Yeah.
that's the type of singles that's most entertaining to watch, I think. Cat and
Oh,
mouse.
100%. Yeah.
Other standout players, Sarah Dennehy. She won this
Yeah.
past weekend. She didn't. I forgot who she lost to in Malaysia, but the Aussie, she's good. She beat Liz
She's really
Trullo
good.
7-7 in the final here in Vietnam.
Yep. Yeah, she's really good. She's definitely played MLP Australia for sure before, maybe this last season, and I think the season before. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I think she's a tennis convert, and she's very good in singles for sure.
Yeah, no, and there's plenty of there's a lot of good names over there. The Vietnamese singles players. One of my huge takeaways is holy shit, have the Vietnamese players gotten better. I remember playing a
Yeah.
couple of them in Australia, and maybe this was wrong. They were like, "These are the best guys in Vietnam." And I was like, "Those guys?
The
Those guys are the
the
best
four
guys in
fives that
Vietnam?"
I just like trolled on. Yeah. Okay. Got it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
And then I
so
think
I was
they won 3. They I think Vietnam men's singles got gold, silver, and bronze in
they
Vietnam.
swept the podium.
Yeah.
But like singles is one thing. I
Yeah.
was much more impressed with how far along they've come in the doubles.
Oh, nice.
Like they're legit doubles players, and like from January to now, it's night and day how good they've gotten. Like pickleball has only been around Vietnam for 2 years, and most of these Vietnamese players that I talk to, they're like, "Yeah, we started, end of last year, end of 2024." I'm like, "Holy shit, dude! I've been playing since 2013. I should be way better than I am." Uh, so my biggest takeaway is or one of my biggest takeaways is, like, the Vietnamese players. There's something in the tap water that you shouldn't drink.
Yeah, I mean, I do think it's like a wake-up call, right? Like, when you went down to Australia and played the PPA Australia, what was that? J Late January, early February.
Yeah.
They don't I mean, unless you're playing against the best of the best, you can't really calibrate, like, how good am I? Or, like, what are they better at than me? And so I think that was kind of a wake-up call for a lot of those Asian-based players. Like, "Hey, the Americans kind of owned this for the most part, I think, in Australia, and we need to work like they have good coaches. They have like they're smart players. They're gonna figure out what they need to get better at, and they're doing it."
Mhm. Yeah, definitely, but I'm super impressed. They have, like somebody was telling me about this DJoy facility that's like a
Yes.
huge training facility. Do you know much about DJoy?
I don't. I've heard of the facility though. Why I don't know why I know about it, but for sure I've heard of it, and like there's a lot of players that go there to train. It's kind of like the Asian version of the what is that? The replay. The replay.
Okay. Yeah, interesting. Um, yeah, it's pretty legit. You know what? I wanna ask Fukyun about it. He's involved in it, so we'll see if we can get him on the pod next week.
Yeah, that would be cool. I met him or saw him first like year and a half ago. I think he was training with Jaume. I think he was in Hawaii training with Jaume like a year and a half, 2 years ago. Him, what's that other guy's name? Tall, skinny guy.
Gabe Tardio.
No, that's a really good guess. That's not him. His Instagram is like your pickleball boyfriend or some weird thing like that.
Oh,
But
oh, oh, John Lucian Goins.
you're not good at this game at all.
You
Uh,
said
is it
tall, skinny guy.
is it Marcel something? I can't remember. Anyways, those 3 were like hanging out and training a bunch together, and you could see like Jaume was getting really good then, like really top 10 ish. like a year and a half, 2 years ago, and Fook was like, I watched a bunch of practice stuff, and I was like, this guy, he can move, and he can play the cat and mouse for sure.
Yeah, dude, he's good. And then, like, watching, Hien Trong beat Hwang Nam Lee, and then that was the semifinal, and that was the one with all the controversy and stuff, and, we won't get too far into that,
Yeah,
but he then took, uh Hien Trong out, like, 4-1 in the final, just
yeah,
dismantled him.
yeah.
Yeah, it's cool too because, like, from what I understand, Hwang Nam Lee has, like, some actual support from, like, the Vietnamese tennis backing or something or another, like,
Interesting.
which he was a junior and I could be wrong on that. That's version of telephone and language
Yeah,
barrier, all types of stuff, but it did seem to me like it didn't seem like there was stigma of tennis player versus pickleball player in Vietnam and Malaysia, which I found
interesting.
slightly interesting. Don't know what to make of it. Don't know if that was just small sample size, language barrier, whatever. But
Yeah,
I thought that was pretty cool. Let's see what else we got. We got Benny Boy. We got Ben and Deckel. Armand and I were
yeah.
able to take them out due to my hook.
Oh, I think we have irrefutable evidence that the ball was out, even though
I
it's
just
really
wanted
fun
I just wanted you
to.
to say it, Tice, because I feel vindicated.
Yeah,
Um, people were ripping on me online, and I mean, like, it's fair, but the camera was legitimately like a football field away, like up
yeah.
behind the court. Also, I took a video of where this camera was. The fact that we have like crystal clear picture from this tournament is insane.
Stop.
I shit you not. This camera, imagine you're in an NBA stadium and you're standing at half court, right?
Yeah.
The camera was almost all the way to the top of the rafters. Like, it was crazy that there was actually, like, good quality picture from this far away.
I mean, maybe they could send some of those cameras over to us so that we could have some real replays at our
Yeah.
regular PPA events. I don't know.
No, for sure. So yeah, that was an interesting match 'cause, Deckel obviously returning from a long slew of
Yeah.
injuries. He got very sick with COVID as a result of all the coughing. He like broke a rib.
Yeah.
A rib break just takes forever to heal from. So he basically couldn't really do much for a while. When he tried to
Yeah.
come back, he pulled a hamstring, was out for longer,
Jeez.
and then this was his first tournament back and like obviously like not healthy, not in shape, but not in, like, rhythm, not in, like, match
Yeah.
form, you know?
Right.
And so, he's got a good partner to sort of, like, pick him up, but this is their first time playing together since, I believe, 2021 Red Rock Open,
Dang.
where everybody thought that they were gonna, like, partner up for good after that.
Yeah.
'Cause in that tournament, they double pickled Matt Wright and Jeff Warnick, and this is when Jeff Warnick was, like, very good towards the top of the game. They double pickled Matt and Jeff and and then beat them again in the finals as well.
Wow.
Um, and that was the last time they played together.
That's crazy.
Um, did you catch much of that match, or did you check that one out?
I saw the scoreline, but I didn't see like much of the play itself.
Dude,
But
Arman is
yeah.
good.
No shit. Yeah. He's
Arman
very
is
good.
very good. He takes the ball so early and still somehow hits super shapy. I feel like when I take the ball early, it's hard to still generate topspin, but not only does he take the ball on the rise, he also generates topspin taking it on the rise, which I think players once the American players start to play against Arman a little bit more and see that he's doing this, people are going to try and add that into their game. Taking the ball on the rise and dipping it is very, very difficult timing, but it's impressive
Yeah.
the way he's able to do that with the ground strokes.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds super. Like that sounds like, well, we're not going to teach it this way, right? Like to an amateur player or whatever, because you want to have as much time as possible, let the ball rise as much as possible, and then get your top spin. But I mean, if he can time that correctly, then that just takes away time and gets you good spin. So I mean, by all means, I think you're absolutely right. People seeing it more, I think they'll try it.
Yeah. So I'm curious, like, where do you think? Do you think after this showing this weekend, Actually, well, I'll ask that question afterwards, but I did a full match breakdown of the Ben Johns and Deckel bar match. Armand, I think, was the best player on the court for good portions of it.
Yeah.
Like, he was winning hands battles with Deckel. He just doesn't miss too many dinks either. Popped up a couple for Ben to attack at me, but like, dude's just consistent and has good hands
Yeah.
and good hands too. So we win the first, have our chances in the second, end up losing the second, blow a lead in the third, make a comeback, and then we have the match point where Ben hits or Deckel hits a return. It's about 2.5 inches long, but from that camera that's up in the rafters, it looks. If you're a trained eye, you should still be able to see that that's out based on that, I think. But I'm curious, did you see at least like the last call? If
Yeah.
you're biased, do you think you can make the assumption that that ball was in or out?
Yeah, I would definitely call that out. You have to realize like where the camera angle is. Not only is it far away, but it's up too, right? How
Yeah.
high was it?
It was a couple 100 feet up too. Like,
Oh, yeah. I mean, so when you're looking down at something like that, especially the ball is coming here, like honestly, the ball could probably be up to like 4 inches out, and still, if you don't know the angle that you're looking at, it could look like it's in because from that angle coming down, I think it could very easily look like it's in. But like if you've watched hundreds of hours of pickleball, like some geeks do, then you would know that that ball is obviously out, I would say. But yeah, I mean, I saw the replay and it's like, okay,
I'm
I get why like the general public who doesn't watch a ton of pickleball would be like, oh, that's definitely in. But like, if you watch a ton, you know that that ball is out.
Yeah, I would think so. But yeah. Fortunately, there was another angle, so um, I'm very happy for that.
Right.
Yeah, this other angle shows probably it was about 2.5 inches out, I think.
Okay.
Yep.
I mean,
So
in real life, that's not. I mean, if we're talking about a replay, like, and that goes in a regular PPA tournament, Dave is saying something like, "Yeah, that's like so far out by pickleball standards, but it's barely out," like something like that.
a wasted challenge.
Yeah.
Um. So okay, now back to the other question. I think there are a handful of players that are potentially premier level ready at this point. Maybe not a
Yeah.
handful. I think Danny Townsend, who I played
Yep.
with, premier ready already.
Yep.
I think Armand Bhatia, premier ready right now. And I think there
Yep.
are several players that are probably challenger ready, but challenger is just difficult to say. Like, challenger is difficult to say, I would say.
Yeah. Right.
Um, because I think like Rose Van Reek is in that conversation of
Nicola's in that conversation
yeah,
too.
Nikola for challenger, Rose, um, Harsh and Von Sheik are super raw, but
Yep.
very, very, very talented. I bet you I bet you next year some of these Vietnamese players will be ready for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, like scouting has to happen internationally now as well.
Well, it's interesting. It's like, does the PPA, the US based PPA, sign some of these players? And then I do think there needs to be a strategic way they go about this, right? Because you got some Asian-based players. I'm including Australia, India, Vietnam, like all of those countries in Asia as an Asian-based player. Like, and I'm including Rose in that because she plays mostly in Australia, even though she's from Netherlands. Um, there's going to be this group of elite Asian players that should probably be playing, like you said, Premier in the US or maybe Challenger. And then there's also this group of American signed players that probably are not going to get picked up in our MLP, either Premier or Challenger, that should also be playing in MLP like Australia or Asia if
Right.
if if they run that. So it's like, I do think UPA needs to have a really good strategic plan about this. Like, when is the MLP here in the US? When is that draft? When is the MLP Australia draft? And you don't want to have intermingling because that did happen this year. Like, I know the Walkers were drafted in MLP Australia and a couple of others. And then all of a sudden they were drafted in the US and then it messed up the Australian teams a little bit. So like, I think if UPA can get together, both UPA here and UPA in Asia, and come up with a strategic plan on how to get all of these players to the places where they should be to get better and showcase their talents, I think that's a good thing. It's a good problem to have, right? Like we have really good players playing in both areas. So
Yeah, definitely. Like if it frees up some spots, like I think that you should be able to. And I think there should probably be like US draft one day and then like, Australia draft or Asia draft the next day. Sounds like Asia isn't doing an MLP for 2026, but Australia
okay.
still is. Um
Yeah, I would assume Australia definitely has to. Like
yeah, they've
this
already
would be
been
their
doing it.
third year and like fifth season or something. So they have enough backing to do that.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. They've already got it down. So
Yeah,
um I think I think MLP Australia existed pre-merge. I
it
believe.
did. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. All right, so obviously probably the last thing we have to chat about for Vietnam was the Saturday attendance. The
Yeah.
entire week, everybody kept saying like it's sold out, it's sold out, Saturday's sold out. I'm like, guys, there's the entire upper rafters were like empty.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'll believe it when I see it. So I was actually kind of getting disappointed because I would have thought that Wednesday, Thursday, Friday crowd would be a little bit better. I wasn't expecting it sold out,
Yeah.
and then it was sold out.
Yeah.
With like people standing up in the rafters, and I'm really freaking glad that we upset Ben and Deckel because playing in front of that crowd was
Yeah.
the most insane experience I've ever had in pickleball.
Yeah. I'm sure. Like it seemed crazy.
Dude, and they are the type of fans that I love. They did not hesitate to get involved in the pickleball match during the point. They start getting bored by a long dink rally, they'll start yelling and stuff. I'm like,
Really?
"I'm with that." Yeah, they'd
Yeah.
start yelling, they'd start, like, whistling, they'd start laughing, they'd do everything. I
Wow.
love that.
Yeah.
Like, that's how pickleball should be, like, let the fans get into it. Um, I was, like, just smiling during some of those points. Go
Yeah.
watch, like it's like 11-11 or 10-10 or something in the Ben match, and they just start whistling
Okay.
and stuff
Wow.
because we play a
Crazy.
super long dink
Yeah.
route.
Yeah. 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 Alshon would have
Oh,
gone crazy with he would have called a hindrance and then got it called against
that's
him again. So
that's honestly probably why he didn't go to Vietnam. Um, so yeah, Tyson and
it
Eric,
was close to 8,000 fans, right?
7,906
Nice.
free. Now, from what I understand, I think the top section was free, or like they weren't charging for the top
Yeah.
section, and the bottom section was still paid. But still, like I don't know. I feel like you couldn't pay that many people to show up. But I'm curious if they try and break the record now at Brookhaven for Worlds.
Oh, they have to, right?
They have to at least try. I think they should try.
For sure. Call
Yeah.
somebody up from the Guinness Book, get them out there, and incentivize some people to come. Why not?
Yeah. Um, let's see. Any other questions or anything else that we should be talking about for this week?
No, I think I just having seen some of the play, I do think it's really exciting. You know how like people are saying, by the way, PPA is signing a whole bunch of youth players in
Yeah.
America right now. But like people, experts and pundits are saying like, oh, I can't wait till like these kids get into pro pickleball and they don't have a whole bunch of tennis background. They're just like pure pickleball players. It'll be interesting to see how they change the game. I do think that's a very similar. I have a very similar take on that to the Asian players. Like you see some to be honest, like some weird ass play. Like it's like, well, you shouldn't be doing that, but like that works for you. Like I saw some guy doing weird ass tomahawks, and like I'm like, why are you sitting on that? But like he was countering great, and it's like, okay, well maybe that does work. I didn't think it could, but
Dude,
like their level of play is very good, and like they're finding different ways to win points.
yeah. Um, I think it's the melting pot of styles.
Yeah,
I've got a video of six takeaways from Asia, and that's one of them. It's tennis and that's about it, right? And maybe like
yeah,
little bits of elements of ping pong. And our best player currently has a ping pong background as well as tennis
right.
in Ben, right? And
Yep,
so imagine throwing in much, much more in terms of table tennis, more in terms of squash, and then more in terms of badminton. Dude, I saw
yeah,
4-0 and 4-5 players
yeah.
hitting overheads better than pros in the US.
I
That
saw
all would,
you. I saw you. Like I think maybe you posted on X about that or on your Instagram or something, and I was like, For sure. Like some of those overheads are absolutely insane. And then you look at our US based players and I'm like, why can't you hit the ball like they do?
No, for sure. And, like, also just the jumping of the overhead helps to get that ball down versus through the
Yeah.
court too. So, I mean, like, the badminton overhead, they do it all the time, like, just try nobody here's the thing, nobody's ever lobbed a badminton player and lived to tell about it. So maybe that's why the word isn't out there about the badminton overheads.
Yeah. Right.
But, like, they're just so badminton players are the opposite of tennis players in that badminton players, everything is, like, violent, sort of herky-jerky, like, snapping,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Um, and honestly, that's kind of how Hayden and Gabe play a little bit, and I think that's
Yeah.
how things are gonna change. Like, they're just they're very fast twitch even in things like dinks or
Yeah.
flicks or all that stuff, whereas Ben is somebody that's very, like, slow and methodical, and I don't
Yep.
think slow and methodical is gonna work in the long term. I think it's gonna be this quick and rapid sort of, like, snappiness that these guys have, and I think that's something when you have this melting pot of styles, you don't know what you don't know, just like what you said about the Asian players earlier. Like, we don't necessarily know if there's a better way to hit these backhand rolls or these overheads. The
Yep.
only person that we ever knew that played high-level pickleball and high-level badminton was Henry Buenardo, and, like, he couldn't hit a dink off the ground because it was just not something that translated from badminton, but he
Yeah.
would have his paddle right here and go like this, like a 2-inch punch, and the guy could snap the ball as hard as Ben with a 2-inch swing, like,
Yeah.
legitimately. I remember watching him play Dave, and he just literally has his paddle out here like this, and then boom, and Dave thought he saw a ghost. He got just absolutely thrilled by the ball because it looks like he was just about to, like, drop shot it, just block it,
Yeah.
and then just like, snaps it with crazy, crazy pace. So, I think the melting pot of styles is super, super interesting to see what comes of that.
Yep. Agreed. I'm
So,
excited for like the next 2 or 3 years.
yeah, same here. I'm definitely gonna go back a bunch of times. I signed my PPA extension to actually play, 10 international events per year, so I'm gonna be
Jeez.
doing way more of that, and I had a good time doing it too. So,
Nice.
yeah. So, sweet. Alright, thanks, T-Dog. Till next week.
Yeah.